Hello, and thank you for joining us on another edition of Points in the Paint, brought to you by your local Benjamin Moore Paint Store. I'm here with head men's basketball coach Don Verlin, and coach, a split over the weekend, a very decisive win over Southern Utah, and then a tough one against Northern Arizona. How do you feel about your team's performance this weekend?
Well, I feel good about it. You know, anytime you can go on the road and get a split, obviously would have loved to sweep, but we didn't get that. But I thought our team played extremely hard. They competed for 80 minutes. We just didn't fight. We just didn't win that game in NAU.
And you talked a lot about your defense after the game against Southern Utah and how great they executed the game plan. Talk a little bit about the effort and the time that goes into developing those game strategies.
Well, there's a lot of effort and a lot of time, and you know, but the credit goes to our players because coaches can give them the game plan, but they got to execute it, and they got to believe in it, and then they got to fight like crazy to accomplish it. And I thought our guys did a great job of that all weekend long.
Is it pretty rewarding to see that whole process come through? You guys create the plan and then they execute it almost perfectly. What's that feeling like afterward?
Well, it's a great feeling because you know, as a coach, you feel like something good is happening, and that's what's really important is that your guys are listening to you. Your guys are doing what you ask, and really, as a coach, that's all you can hope for is your team to do the best that they possibly can.
And looking at this week, you've got Northern Colorado coming in, a game where you didn't really have the crazy game from Perrion or from Vic. Chad Sherwood actually had a great game. How did you guys get him open looks, and how is that going to happen again this week?
Well, I'm not sure how it's going to happen this week to answer your question, but Chad did a great job. Our guys did a great job finding him. Perrion did a great job of driving the lane and kicking for open shots, and Chad got a number of open shots in that game, and he knocked him down. And you know, this week's going to be a little different because we don't have Perrion, but you know, what we got to do is execute our offense very similar to the way we did in Greeley about four or 5 weeks ago.
And then Saturday is North Dakota, a team that's playing really well. You guys came down to the wire at their place, came down to free throws. They're playing about as efficiently on offense as you can get. Why?
Well, they've got a number of good players. I think they're really fitting into their system very well. You know, Hooker's a handful. And so, you know, I think they're playing really solid, good basketball. Their ball moves very well, and they're really playing unselfish.
Well, Coach, thanks so much for taking the time, and good luck this week at home.
Thank you.
That's head men's basketball coach Don Verlin. And as always, stay up to date with Vandal News on govandals.com and stay up to date with the men's team on Twitter. That's @VandalHoops. The men's team will be at home on Thursday and Saturday against Northern Colorado and North Dakota. Thanks for watching this week's edition of Points in the Paint, and we'll see you next week.